Miracles do happen when we take the first step. Self-improvement is very important, and you have to think to yourself, what can I do to make myself better? And if you're not doing that, I don't know how you want God to help you, really. Hi loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amanda Mati, and if it's the first time you've seen this lovely face, make sure it's not your last. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and put on the notification and to bring you back here each time I post a video. But if it's not your first time, you're an old subscriber, you've been here, thank you for supporting my hustle as a content creator on YouTube. You're the real MVP and you rock. I have a conversation and a topic to share with you guys, and how it came to me was, are you just praying and not putting in the work? I know that this did not come to me by chance. It didn't just fall on my head or fall in my thoughts process. It just happened that I thought about it when I was, just meditating on God's word. And I just realized that half the time we expect God to make things happen for us magically. And to be honest, that's not how it works. You can't just be praying, kabashing, and not putting in work. Now, don't get me wrong, praying is important. It is important that you see God's face and you ask him for his help. He will definitely help you, only if you help yourself. You cannot be asking God for a job and you're not applying for any job at all. How do you expect people to see your CV and know what you do and what you specialize in? You cannot be saying, oh God, I'm praying for health, and you are eating recklessly. You're not doing the right things to help you. You're not exercising. You're not doing any of those things to help your health be better, or in anticipation that your health will be better in your old age. You cannot be doing any of these things. You can't even say, you can't just be doing the opposite of what you're praying about. There's a difference between waiting on God and procrastination in faith. No, you cannot be procrastinating. You cannot say, oh, I want to start my content creation journey, and you just hope that magically, of course, God can bless you with these things, not that he can't. But then again, you cannot expect that, okay, I don't have a light, so I'm not going to film. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, because you don't have any of the, you're procrastinating. You're pushing it forward because you don't have certain equipment. I'm sorry, that will not help you at all. The best thing for you to do is to make do with what you have. Use natural sunlight. Use your phone. Hang your phone somewhere. You don't need a tripod for now until you are able to financially have those things and you can afford them. Great. God has blessed you that way. Great. But if not, make do with what you have. Miracles do happen when we take the first step to, getting to where we want to get to. And sometimes we take those steps in faith, knowing that, believing that God is seeing my efforts, God is seeing what I'm putting to make this thing work for myself. And I believe that it is going to happen, it's going to click someday. Might not be now, might be later. Another thing you have to learn too is patience. You don't expect manna to fall from heaven. Gone are those days. Now things are different, so you really need to sit down and ask yourself certain questions, like I did. And this is not just me telling you, I'm also speaking to myself, because I had to learn the hard way. Yes, I had to learn the hard way. If you've been following my YouTube videos, you will know that I have learned the hard way. I've had to learn the hard way. I started my YouTube journey and stopped, went back and stopped, and because I was making flimsy excuses when I should have just started regardless. Do you understand? So I know how far I would have gone if I was consistent. So in this journey that I'm in, I'm learning consistency, excellence, diligence. I'm trying to make my content to look more pleasing in the eyes, aesthetically pleasing, but also not just pleasing in the eyes, but also pleasing in your ears, that it helps encourage you to do better and be better. Self-improvement is very important, and you have to think to yourself, what can I do to make myself better? And if you're not doing that, I don't know how you want God to help you. Really, that's just the truth. Like I said, I had to learn the hard way, and I hope you're also learning from my own lessons as well. So how do we balance faith and action? And in my opinion, I wrote a few things down that can help you out to balance between faith and action. Number one thing I wrote here was, pray for clarity and then move. And what I wrote here was, before anything, seek God's direction. But once he gives you peace about something, move, even if it's just a small step. And that's it. It has worked for me every time. Sometimes when I pray to God that I want to apply for this job, do you think I should? Because I see, funny enough, I ask God for God's opinion on everything. I want to apply for this job. I want to audition for this role. I want to do this. I want to do that. And sometimes when I have peace for that thing, it happens. And when I don't have peace, I find out that one way or the other, I just don't get interested in those things and in that thing anymore. And I also conduct my own research, especially when it's regarding a job. So I do a lot of research to see if my values align with the values of the company so I can grow. Pray about that situation and then move. Take a leap of faith, no matter how small it is. Prepare for what you're praying for. So, there was something that happened to me recently that made me realize that I've been preparing for this thing without even knowing that I was preparing for what is coming in front. There was an opportunity to bring up a business idea, and I already had 2 years ago, I think 2023, 2024 rather, I had already drafted out a business plan, model, and all of those things, what the business is about, and how the business plan document is. I even had like a pitch deck to pitch to sponsors, but unfortunately, it did not happen because I was so consumed with work. One day, something happened, and someone was like, "Oh, bring a business plan idea. I would like to see this. I would like to see that." I was like, "Okay, I have all of those things ready." Oh, like, "Oh, you have them ready?" I say, "Yeah, I've actually had them for like over a year now." And I'm like, "Wow." I did not know, to be honest, but when it was laid in my spirit to actually prepare those documents, I prepared it and I just let it aside. Aside from leaving it aside, I prayed about it that when it's God's time, it's going to happen. There are many instances. There are many instances where I've received gifts that people had seen that, "Oh, you're doing so well in this store. Yeah, take this ring light. Oh, you're doing great. Okay, let me buy you a ring light. I see that you've been consistent. I see that you've been doing this, you've been doing that." I could not afford a very good light, and someone just decided to bless me with a ring light, and that's how it just happened. Half the time, we don't know that people are looking and people are watching, and God is actually working in people to actually help us out, because God will not come down and help you. He's going to use people to help you. So you have to prepare. If it is that job and you want to apply to a very big company like KPMG or any of these the big fours in the world, you have to start taking tests, running tests, writing the test, practice the test, learn them, so when they do come, you can actually apply. And when it comes, it will not come as a shocker to you. There are so many things to prepare for, especially if it is as a desired result you want to get to attain. So you cannot just sit down and wait for it to happen. There are so many instances and many stories and many testimonies that I can share here with you, but because of time and I want to keep this video short, I am just here to encourage you to prepare beforehand. It is very important. God is always laying something in your heart to do. If that thing is pricking you and telling you, "Record this video, do this now, do this now, do this now," there's a reason why God is putting it in your heart to do it, and you will do it. Now, I disobeyed God yesterday. Yesterday I had a free time to actually film my content, but I couldn't film it. And now I have somebody in the house who is trying to clean up and arrange. And now you'll be hearing the click click sound because, of course, I did not obey God yesterday to actually make my videos yesterday. It would have been easier for me yesterday, and today I'll be relaxing. But here I am. I even have Bible study, but I could not attend because I am filming. Now, don't do what I'm doing. Please don't disobey God for any reason. If you have to prioritize God's things, anything that has to do with God before yours. Always listen to your instinct, your gut instinct. That's God telling you to do something now. Do it now. The third thing that I wrote here was trust that God meets you in motion. What I wrote here is, remember when Peter walked on water? The miracle didn't happen while he stood in the boat. It happened when he stepped out. Check Matthew 14 verse 29. Trust me, when when I remember watching The Chosen on HBO, I noticed how Peter was actually upset. When I read the Bible, we don't read the Bible like straight up. We read the Bible in bits and pieces, and I didn't know that Peter was angry with Jesus with the fact that, oh, his wife just lost a child. Why is it that his people who are with Christ are suffering so much? And he's always eager to help people that are not of him, even Gentiles and all that. So it kind of hurts Peter somehow. And then they were in the boat, and then there was a storm. You know the story. Peter wanted to see for himself. When Jesus urged him to come out of the boat, it was for a reason. And he came out of that boat in faith, and he kept his eyes on Jesus, and Jesus was able to meet him. Of course, he sunk at some point. Let's be like Peter. Let's be in motion. Take the first step. God will meet you halfway. He wants to see how serious you are. That is especially when I remember when I was trying to pursue a relationship with God, and I realized that I was always asking God, I want you to tell me what you need me to do. What is your will over my life? This one and that one. And I was always begging God. It was not coming. I can't even say for a fact right now that it has come. But for some reason, I noticed that when I was praying to Him for help, there was a nudge to want to get to know Him more, get to know Him better. And in the process of wanting to know God better, understand Him, understand His word, I realized that there were certain things He laid on my heart to actually pursue. And one of those things is this content creation and some other things as well. And I just see God's hand in everything. So He wants you to be in motion. He wants you to have faith. He needs to see that you're serious enough and that you've learned the lessons that He's trying to teach you as a person. So what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? You can't just be praying morning, afternoon, and night. It's beautiful. I want you to do that. But then again, put in the work. And on that note, I would like to say finally that, like I wrote here, God is faithful, but He won't do what He's already given you the ability to do. So yes, pray, but also move. So let me know in the comment section if you struggled to make a move, especially when you've been praying for something for so long and it never seems to be happening, and how you're trying to navigate that. I would also love to know what steps you're trying to take right now to align to that particular dream and goal and the things that you've been praying to God about for it to actually be made manifest through your actions and of course through God's help as well. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, please kindly like, share, subscribe, especially share. You never really know who needs to hear this, and like and subscribe, most importantly, so you can put on your notification as well, so you can be seeing my weekly content. I post here every Thursday evening by 6 p.m. So yeah, that is basically just it. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to your comments. That is all. Have a fantastic day and bye.